Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're zeroing in on AWS Trusted Advisor. You might hear it called a virtual consultant for your cloud setup. Our goal here is to really unpack how this tool can sort of quietly optimize your costs, beef up security, and just generally keep your AWS world running smoothly, even if you're, not exactly an AWS pro.
Absolutely. For anyone managing cloud stuff, it can often feel like you're juggling way too many things at once, right?
Yeah.
This tool, Trusted Advisor, it really does act like your personal guide, helps you sidestep those common slip-ups and just make better choices without needing like deep expert knowledge yourself.
Okay, yeah, let's unpack this a bit. Trusted Advisor is, well, it's a pretty smart service. It gives you automated recommendations just by looking at your AWS resources, your usage patterns, and checking them against, AWS best practices. It really is like having an expert constantly scanning your account. And it focuses on 5 key areas: cost optimization, security, performance, service limits, and fault tolerance. Big categories.
Yeah, and what's fascinating here is these aren't just like vague ideas. The tool gives you actual concrete things you can do. So for instance, it won't just say save money. It might point out an EC2 instance that's your virtual server that's barely being used. That shows you how easily idle things can drain your budget. Or it might flag an open security group port. A small thing? Maybe. But it highlights how tiny misconfigurations can slowly, quietly create real security holes. It makes the whole cloud economics and security picture much clearer.
Exactly right. It could suggest, say, deleting idle EBS volumes. Think of them as unused cloud hard drives for real, tangible cost savings. Or it proactively points out S3 buckets, your storage, that aren't encrypted, which is a huge boost for your security posture. Okay, now here's where it really becomes super relevant for you listening. Trying to manually check configurations across, I don't know, dozens of AWS services, it's daunting. And it's really easy to make mistakes, especially if you're newer to AWS. Trusted Advisor just automates all that checking for you. Like one source mentioned, it can recommend something specific, like delete unused Elastic IPs to save $3.60 a month. Now that sounds small, right? But finding all those little bits, that low-hanging fruit, stops your AWS bill from creeping up unexpectedly. It's about shifting from, reactive spending to being proactive. Operational efficiency.
And if you know about the bigger picture, Trusted Advisor really democratizes those AWS best practices, makes them accessible to everyone, not just the experts. I saw a case once where a client had left like a dozen Elastic IPs just sitting there after a project finished. Trusted Advisor flagged them, saved them hundreds a year. Simple as that. So yeah, it's critical for stopping those surprise bills and also for proactively catching security risks, like maybe an S3 bucket accidentally set to public, exposing sensitive data. That's huge. For startups, many smaller teams, these savings, these security checks, they can honestly make the difference between staying on budget or facing real financial pressure. It even helps with compliance like GDPR or HEPA.
So, okay, practical advice. How do you actually get started smartly with this? Well, if you're on the AWS free tier, you actually get access to 7 core checks already. Things like S3 bucket permissions, making sure you have MFA multi-factor authentication on your main root account. Really important stuff. It's a great way to just see the value without needing a paid plan right away. And when you look at the dashboard, you'll want to focus on the red status flags, those mean action recommended, and the yellow ones for investigation recommended. Especially focus on security and cost first.
Right, that raises a key point, though. How do you keep up with these recommendations without having to log in and check all the time? It's really, really important to enable notifications. You can use Amazon SNS or just plain old email. This means you get real-time alerts for critical stuff, like maybe you're getting close to a service limit, which could cause disruptions if you hit it. You want to know that before it happens. But here's a really crucial warning. A common pitfall, just blindly following the recommendations. Some suggestions, maybe like resize EC2 instances, need context. Your context. The tool doesn't know your specific application's needs, right? So just accepting a recommendation without testing it first, maybe in a dev or staging environment, that could seriously impact your production systems. You absolutely have to test first. Always test.
Okay, so wrapping this up then, what's the main takeaway? AWS Trusted Advisor is basically your essential automated helper, your virtual consultant for keeping your cloud use efficient, secure, reliable. It gives you actionable guidance that really does simplify managing AWS.
Yeah. And it kind of makes you wonder, doesn't it? If a service like Trusted Advisor can automatically sniff out these hidden chances for optimization and security in your cloud, what other kinds of virtual consultants might be quietly sitting inside the digital tools we use every single day, just, waiting for us to find them and listen to their advice?